All right, are you able to see my screen?
Yes, Jag.
Wonderful. Thank you. So we'll be working through this interactive session, and a little bit about me. I'm Jagdish Singh. I'm VP of Membership here at PMINEO chapter. And as a profession, I am AI/ML Software Engineering Manager. I work with the MRI software. And we are using Zoom here for our presentation. So there is a chat button if you want to drop a message. Joe is monitoring the chat. He'll help share that message with me. And also want to thank our sponsor, Apex System. We are grateful for their support in all areas. So thank you, Apex. And before I get started, there is this request from Amir to continue to see sessions like this. There are other areas where we would like to present. So if you have experience with Jira, with Monday, with Microsoft Project, or any other project management or productivity tool, please do let us know. Send email to vp-programs@pmineo.org or member services. Then there will be future sessions which will cover those topics. So please do volunteer for it. And with that, I'm going to transition to Mentimeter. There are more slides on how you will get your PDUs, and that I will share at the end of the session. So let me bring up Mentimeter here. And I will take you to Mentimeter. So are you able to see Mentimeter screen or not yet? You are, okay, perfect. Okay, so Mentimeter is a great representation tool. These are some of the basic features for it. It allows you to do live polling, word cloud, quizzes, Q&As, surveys, or presentations. I intentionally did not create presentation for it because I would like to actually have it more interactive. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get into a sample presentation. So we'll start here and we'll build a presentation together. It's very easy to start a presentation. You just create a new presentation. These are some of the existing presentations we have. State of the chapter, we had some our PDD trivia last year. So you just start with a new presentation. So I'm going to just start with this one, sample quiz. And basically, leaderboard is where when people sign in for the quiz, when we start running the presentation, everyone will get an opportunity. You'll get a code. You'll go to menti.com and you'll get a code to participate. And once you participate, leaderboard will show as you answer the questions or your participation through the rest of the slides on that Mentimeter presentation. It'll show the progress of the leaderboard. And for this one, I'm going to just start with very basic slide. When was our last PDD event, right? We recently had one. So the way you set it up, any new slide is, I started with this one, but you will just click on new slide and then you will choose what type of slide you want. So those are like, you have multiple choices, you have word cloud, you have open-ended questions, you can do scales or ranking, any of these. For this, I chose multiple choice. And then this tick mark is basically presenting the correct answer for you. So you will select that, and then when this presentation comes forward, user will not see this. User will just see those choices. You will choose your answer, and then once answer is done, then at the end of a timer, it will show you the results and your score for that result. And then you can also add images. You can also choose how much time you want to give audience to enter their question or enter the answer for that question. And then you can have a progressive leaderboard. So for after each question or each, you can say option, you can choose to show the leaderboard so that there is that engagement that can continue with the slides. So for this, I will just go ahead and add another slide. For example, word cloud. You can create your own question here. How are you feeling today? And let users or audience answer that. You can have multiple choices. You can enter multiple responses, and you can choose how many responses each participant can present. So, I mean, we're a small audience. I'm going to just say 4, and this will create a beautiful, you can say, presentation of what is most common answer, what is then next, and then next in how it presents the sizes. We will go through this and we'll actually see how it presents itself if you have not seen before. Other slide we can look at is open-ended questions, for example, like what, we can pick any topic here. You can take, for example, what is on your mind today, right? So let user response, let audience response, and you can calculate that and see if there is a theme that develops out of it. We can pick another slide. We could look at scales, for example, and you can make statements like these days, for example, inclusiveness is a major theme across organizations. So you could have people make statements and let people respond to those statements, that how what do you feel about inclusiveness at your organization? So you can say, feel included, working on it, and significant work needed. So any of those, or you can add more possibilities here. You can always increase, not feel included. Hopefully that is not the case, but just as options, right? So these are different types we can keep adding. And it is totally cloud-based. So you could just, log in. It's a web-based, and create your user, create your presentations and present it. And these can also be embedded into some of the Microsoft tools like PowerPoint or Teams, for that matter. You can also look at rankings, like if you pick any item, where would you rank those? So any questions so far?
Nothing in the chat.
Okay. So let's look at some others here. You can also create slides for just images or presentation. For example, if I want to create an image slide, right? You can say view events at PMINEO. So if I want that and I want to create an image, I can see what kind of event it is. So I just have an image stored, and then I can say to view our current events, please visit PMINEO site and click on the event list. All right, so this will create a event-based slide. So other part is the leaderboard. You can add leaderboard slides. What I do is typically I take that slide and bring it where I want to see like 1 or 2 or 3 of those responses, so I can show it at those levels. So at this point, we have done some slide creation. So what I'm going to do is actually just delete this one, and we can go through a little bit of interactive presentation that how this looks, and then we can come back and add more modifications if needed. So in order to use this, what needs to be done is the presentation needs to be started. What you need is you need to be on another device, like maybe your phone, your iPad, and then you can log in. And we can then improve these as we go through and say, okay, this looks good. We need to make a change like that. So with that, let me start that, and everyone will receive this. Go to menti.com and enter this code of 44354625. And I'll do that as well. This will be a bit rigged because we already kind of know the answers here. So please go ahead and log in. And once you are there, enter your code, which is shown on the screen here. Are you able to log in? And here it is. Wonderful. So I see that everyone has logged in here. Oh, there are more people coming. Maybe give it another second. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit. Looks like there is a chat. Joe, is there a comment?
Yeah, Megan said I'm logged in, but I don't have an option to vote.
Okay, so that will start right here. Okay, so these were the options. So you can go ahead now choose what is your answer. Wonderful. So now you see that you have answered and it gave you time to answer that. And then after that is done, it showed the correct answer. And correct answer, if you recall, we set it up when we were creating the slide, right? So once that is done, this is our next, actually I moved the leadership slide, our leaderboard slide after this. So this is an open-ended question right now. This would bring the word cloud. So feel free to enter up to 4 words. That's awesome. Great responses here. So I would give another minute or so on this, and then we can move to next. Looks like we got most of the responses. So that's how word crowd plays out. It highlights the areas where you have most responses, and then it gets smaller incrementally for less responses. But this is a beautiful way to get feedback on anything. We have used that in our presentations before. During pandemic, this was a tool for rescue for us, where we were able to create a lot of presentations and interactive quizzes and keep our social events going via this method because we could not meet in person. So I'm glad, though, that we're beginning to do that. I didn't miss this event. I was out of town, but I'm happy to hear that a lot of people got together for May 19th PDD event. So with that, I'm going to go to the next slide. So this is based on the responses you had given previously on the quiz. So everyone voted, answered, and those who had correct, they brought this. These are the levels, I should say, where the points you were allocated. And since we only had one leader board slide, it just is showing you that you are, Sebastian has won. But what we will do, typically what I've done in past is, I'll show you some of the older ones also, that I would alternate leaderboard slide after each question, so that as we progress through the quizzes, you would see that how everyone is, how everyone's standings are, and so create a sense of competition and also excitement. Is there a comment, Joe?
Yeah, so Dominic asked, and it's a good question. So what does this look like on the Menti dashboard that you as the admin is seeing? So you're on the screen, and that's what you can see, but on our phones and on our browsers, we only see what we submitted, and it says refresh. Dominic, I added to your question.
Thank you. Actually, what you are seeing my screen. This is my screen. This is from the Menti side of it.
Okay.
Yeah. So all along, what you have been seeing is what I see on my screen.
Yeah, I was testing it on my phone, and I don't see it all on my using a phone browser, a smartphone browser, but that's okay.
Jags, how are you then advancing it, or is it all time like a PowerPoint presentation?
Oh, I see. Yeah, no, I just use Arrow, right? Like it's a.
So it does behave like a PowerPoint presentation. That once you've built it, then you go live with it, and then you're just flipping through slides in essence.
Correct.
Oh wow. Okay. All right.
Yeah. So I will just keep pressing the next arrow, and it'll keep bringing me to next one. So I don't have to go to within the presentation and try to push it forward. So that's a great question, Dominic. So then again, this was a this was open-ended. So all I did was hit a right arrow on this, Dominic, to get to this question. So this is also like free form kind of open-ended. So just type in what you feel like. And you have actually quite a bit here. You have 250 words, characters, sorry. This time, some great responses here.
So Jax, another question in the chat. Can you divide the participants into teams and show team leaderboard? And I'm assuming referring to like breakouts.
I do not think so. I have not seen that option. Maybe I will maybe dig into a little bit on the pricing and see if more, you can say, advanced versions have that. But I have not come across that, nor I have actually actively explored it. But that's a good question. So once these are done, I'll go to that page and we can look at it together.
Great, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Great question. Awesome. So so look at it this way. Open-ended question, where can you use it? I mean, social events, your internal company, like a lot of people are remote these days, right? Just to, as an icebreaker, if you want to open something up, this is a great place to start because you can pick any of these topics and dig deeper into it. Like, what do you mean about, you are focused on, I don't have a basement project. What does that mean? Do you want a basement project? Or, but you're glad that you don't have it. So that's great. Same way, deliverables, meetings, holiday plans, honey to-do list. So delve into it. What deliverables are you focusing on? What meetings are on your mind? So it's just icebreaker, as well as creating themes to the meeting. So out of this, if you can, right now I kept it as a total free from what's on your mind, but you can also align to about this thing, what do you feel? And then have answers more specific to that, and then have more opinions related to that. So a lot of, I would say, use cases here. And thank you for your responses. I'm going to get all of this work done today. Awesome. All right. And this is your inclusiveness question I had put in. So this is a sliding scale. If you see your phones or whatever devices you're using as a sliding scale, you can provide your response. Awesome. So again, kind of getting pulse of where your team is, where your organization is. This can be some people, like small subset of people. It could be the whole organization. It could be specific to your team or across other teams. Thanks for your response. I think there's some more responses coming through, so I'll give another few more seconds. Okay. By the way, Dominic, if you see here, once I hover, these are the navigation options also, you can see on my screen.
Oh yeah, thanks.
Yep. All right, so moving on. This is just a normal presentation slide, right? I embedded the image and you can just see that image there. So this was, I think, the last thing I had on it. And then that ends the presentation here. So just wanted to give you a little bit of a flair of how it is done. And I mean, really, sky is the limit as far as creativity and what you can do with it. So there it is, okay. So once I stop it, you are back here. And now one important thing is, let's say you created this presentation and you went through it, the results are already recorded. So you can't run this again, same presentation right away. If you want the data from different, like you want to run it again and want to keep this data, you can manage those results and you can download those results. But you can also, if you're done and you want to try it again, you can reset all the results. Then you can run this again, it will be fresh. And you can do that for entire presentation, or you can do it for a specific slide. So this is useful if you want to capture the data and then make sure that same presentation can be used before, used again, sorry. And then going back, if it looks like it's, there it is, now it's working. So these are some of other presentations we have done in past. I'll share maybe this one as well. This one has a theme, so you can also go, once you've created a presentation, you can go here and you can choose a theme. That'll give it more color to things, right? So any of those you can pick and it'll be more colorful. And this is where I wanted to show you that what I've done on this is you're asked those questions and then leaderboard is shown after each of those questions, each of those quizzes. So that way they maintain, and we have the results still from this. So this was not refreshed. So after each slide, you get to see who is where and who is ultimately winning. So you can maintain that. So next thing, going to the question of whether we have capability. So this is what I see. This is the basic version here, which is free, but they're only, or the free version, I should say, not basic. So free version only allows 2 question slides and 5 quiz slides. And basic is much more, I would say, versatile here, because it has unlimited questions. You can import presentation, you can export to Excel. And I believe this is what we have, Joe, right, for our chapter.
Yes, I think we do pay, and it's the basic plan.
Yeah, and we bill yearly, we pay yearly for it. Okay, and then, so there is I think your question, it says create a team. So it looks like Pro feature does allow that. You can create a team, you can collaborate, and then you can add your own branding. So whoever asked that question, here is the answer for that. And there is an enterprise version that is company-wide branding, single sign-on, and success manager is also assigned to you. So it looks like they want you to call for the pricing on that, because there's a custom pricing. Other thing I think of interest will be that they have provided tons of templates. So you can see they have given you these templates with the preview capability. So you can actually go through it and see how that presentation is going to look like. So if I look at just for this and that, it's basically a choice of, you know, superhero or supervillain, you know, Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings. So basically choice, two choices. Same way you go business meetings, here is your quarterly planning. That's actually great, you know, as a starting for any of those themes you want to go. So you come up with your agenda and then describe your past weeks. This is, we use this slide or this type of slide. So good responses there. And then timeline, workshop. There's a link you can embed here. So same way, if you want to embed a link for any of the events, that can be done here. Favorite idea, your plan. So a lot of options. So I won't go through each of those. I just wanted to show you that you're not starting from scratch. You have plenty of, you can say, options to start with, depending upon what you're doing. Here is the poll related, that what do you want to discuss today? It's just one slide. We did a lot of polls also in our you know, social events, as well as our state of chapter, to kind of get feedback from team, how and they are looking at the chapter, their membership and all that. Survey is another great tool. I think we used one slide, which is like survey. We use this sliding scale, right? So fun and games. So there is another one here. Let me move this up a little bit. So, oh, this is the same one, actually. We just did this and that. And then holiday theme here. If you want to create cards, and then put your messages here. That's the. All right, and also you can do brandings, and but you have to go to that your presentation, and you can add. I think those are the ones where you add addition with Pro. You get to add your own branding. So, any questions?
Yes, actually, there was a couple that I attempted to answer, but I'd like to get your opinion. Can Mentimeter be embedded into a PowerPoint?
Yes. It can be embedded into PowerPoint. It can also be embedded into Teams, Microsoft Teams.
Yeah, there's an app inside of Teams. That's good.
Yeah.
And some folks, I'll just add, some folks would use, like if Mentimeter is the majority of their meeting, they would just do the whole slide deck in Mentimeter and not bounce it between. Personal experience with the Mentimeter plugin or object inside of PowerPoint, your company needs to allow add-ins to Microsoft Office for the Mentimeter embedding to work. Like I can't do it at work, but I can do it at home in my personal Office 365. So your company may block the ability to embed.
That is correct. That is.
May vary.
Add-ons have to be allowed. Thanks, Joe, for adding that. Any other question?
I don't see anything else in the chat if anybody has any more questions.
Awesome. So, like I said, a lot of options, play with it, have fun. If you have questions, you can reach out to us. There is help available at Mentimeter as well. And there are details about, there are some presentations there also, which you can go through and add. Good designs, fully customizable, and integrations. Here's the PowerPoint plugin we talked about. And now there is for Zoom also. And here is the Teams answer. So it's available in Teams marketplace. So again, even more templates here, which I didn't see before, but here they are. Okay, I think this is kind of the gist of what I wanted to present, but I'm happy to answer any more questions or anything related to Mentimeter or otherwise, if I have answer for. If not, then I will share actually how you get your PDUs. So give me a second, let me share that screen. And so that's where we were. So here is how you get your PDUs for it. So please make sure you take note of this, take a picture of the screen, and you submit your own. And I already showed you this, so please do check out our events. The latest will be there. Go to event list or event calendar, and you will see that. And also, please follow us on social media. I think we are becoming more and more active now on social media than before. So everyone's participation is greatly appreciated there. And how to keep up with your PDUs. Again, chapter events is the great place to be for that. If you are PMI member, you also get membership to projectmanagement.com. There are a lot of webinars there and provide you PDUs across all the disciplines we need. So awesome place to go for that. And here are some additional options here. I think that's about it. Joe, Dominic, Amir, you want to add anything?
Thank you, Jack. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, great job, Jags. Yeah, we got some really cool events coming up this summer. So visit the event calendar. And what's not out there yet, we're gonna go to the Guardians, go to a Guardians game mid-August. So look forward to that. And we're gonna load up the calendar. So
Awesome.
Yeah, and Todd's gonna grill some hot dogs for you next month.
Yep, June
right.
25th. If you want a hot dog, come on out, or two.
Yeah. As many you want, just come.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, there's a service project associated with that as well. So there'll be a service project in the morning for a couple hours with the Metro Parks, and then a picnic afterwards. And you can come to both parts or one part, but it's a really we really want to underscore the fact that we are doing in-person events again.
Awesome. Thank you for organizing. Actually, I really feel, not being on the last event, it was just unfortunate I couldn't be. So I want to be on the next one. So I'll allocate time that I'm there, no travels during that time. So thank you all. And please feel free to provide your comments, input, questions, and any other way we can help engage more. Please do provide that feedback as well. Okay, I think if that's it, then we are done for today. So I will see you in next events. Thanks all.
Thank you, Jags. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, bye.